Everybody in the mama showed up.
Oh, yeah?
Oh. You try to be cute.
One more time.
You try to be cute. You feel uncomfortable right now?
No.
You should.
Should I?
Not really. But it was amazing meeting.
Work was keeping me from it.
So what now?
Work was keeping me from it.
Yeah, I understand. I heard. So what? He said you lying. Wasn't it? What'd you say? Don't run. He ran. You scared of you. Huh?
Am I scary?
Apparently to him. He made a statement and ran. There he is.
Was it recorded?
I'm sorry?
Was it recorded so she could see what she missed?
No, we don't record the women's forum. Last Thursday night was for ladies only, and then first Thursday night for men only. And so we don't record them. We don't. It's all what happened in those meetings stays in those meetings. You're not allowed to even call anyone up in the meeting and say, "Oh, I didn't know you were a slut." Peterson, thank you all so much for being with me. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and whatever your questions or comments are concerning today's meeting, I can respond accordingly. Hate will let me know. And good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, let me ask you first. Today is a special day. What is that special day?
The Sabbath.
Oh, I should have asked you. And what's the Sabbath?
The day of rest.
No.
Oh.
I'm glad I asked you.
Yeah.
So you said today is the Sabbath?
Everyone has a different Sabbath day. This is my Sabbath day.
Oh, nice. And do you know what today is? It's a special day.
For me, it's just Sunday.
What?
Just Sunday.
What?
Sunday?
Oh, just Sunday?
Yeah, just Sunday for
It
me.
means nothing else to you.
No, not really, no.
Whoa. This is your first time here?
Second time here.
Oh, okay.
Or third time, yeah.
Nice. Today is oh, you know, huh? Well, I don't want to ask you yet. Let me ask Big Bob. Big Bob might know though, because he be finding the news out some kind of way. Today is a special day.
No, I don't have an idea.
Really?
Nothing crossed my mind.
Whoa.
But maybe when I hear it, I'll be like, oh, okay.
You will.
Yeah, okay.
The young man in the hat want to tell me. Today is a special day. What day is it?
Today's March 24th, but I don't know what's special about it.
Amazing. Okay. Let me talk to the guy that's hiding. Today is a special day.
Sunday, it's a week before Easter.
A week before Easter. Okay. I bet you Raymond knows. Raymond knows everything.
Not everything. I always see.
Today is a special day.
I always see every day is a special day as long as I'm alive.
I'm sorry I asked you. Today is a special day. Then I'm going to ask Sean, and he would tell us.
It's just Sunday for me, too.
Just Sunday.
That's all. We're here. Thank you.
Oh, man. What? Don't remind me of that. The assignment. Sean, today is a special day. What is it?
I don't know.
What? I hope your father is not listening.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nick, Nick, running out. Today is a special day. What is it?
The day the Lord has made. What is? Let me ask Google.
No, don't look at him. He's about to go and look on his Google. Do you know? You don't know?
No, I do not.
What? Okay, one other person then. Today is a special day.
Is it
What
Palm,
day is it?
Palm Sunday?
Yes. Somebody said Easter, so that was the hint. I thought everybody would catch on at that point. And what is Palm Sunday? I'm going to let Sean tell us first. Oh, Sean, do you know what it is, Sean? No, I'm going to let you tell us since you... Oh, you don't know all the details?
No, I just remember when I was with my grandma as a Catholic, we would like line up with palms as kids, and like some little mule would walk up with a bunch of stuff. So I don't know.
Okay, you're close. Hassan, what is it? What is Palm
Well,
Sunday?
she's right. It is Palm Sunday.
Right. And what does that mean?
Well, to me, it's my favorite story because it's when Jesus rode into town on the donkey, and everybody was waving the palms. Oh, hail, the king is here to overthrow the government and free us and be this physical king. And I always looked at it like he lamented and was like, wow, these people think that I'm here to physically destroy people when all I've done is the contrary. All I've ever done is heal. Why would they think I'm here to cause fire and brimstone?
Yeah. Amazing. Does that ring a bell now?
Yes.
And so, okay, all right, thank you. And somebody made the point that the very same people that were glad to see him come in on Palm Sunday took him to the cross the very next week and killed him. They loved him and then they hated him. Isn't that amazing? It's just like life is today. They love you and then they hate you. They love you and then they take you to the cross. Isn't that amazing? It's the same as that thing. Same. So I was, first of all, any questions? Anybody had a week? Anybody had a life this week? Nobody brought anything. You just came to receive? He said, yeah. At least you're honest. I was reflecting. I saw a movie. I cannot mention the name at this time, but it was so deep. It was all about life, without them intending for it to be that way. But it was just so interesting. But anyway, years ago, I used to speak at a lot of conservative events, Christian events, and some liberal events. And I noticed that at most of the conservative events and the liberal and the Christian events, there were, most of the time, mostly older people. There were no young kids or young people there for the most part. Once in a while, that would be young people at conservative events, but not a lot. But when I spoke at liberal events, it was packed with kids. And I used to wonder, how is it that the liberals can get so many young people to participate in rallies and conferences and things like this, but the Christians and the conservatives rarely had that. They were not passing that on to the young people. And sometimes I would ask some of the young people that were there at some of the events, and one of the reasons that the conservatives and Christians didn't want to be there was because they hated their parents. They were like, my daddy or my mom is too conservative. My daddy or my mom is too Christian. They try to impose that on me. I get sick of hearing it. And so even the kids that were there by force and not by choice. And then I noticed that when they grew up, they would go to college and they would come back stone liberals. they would not come back as Christians. Some did, but most didn't. And then I started asking the liberal kids, why were they so liberal? What made you show up at these rallies? And they thought that the liberal events were more about individuality and freedom to be yourself. Because the liberals, they had no standards. Well, at least they had none that they promoted. You know, they didn't impose them on anyone. They would say, oh yeah, we're against abortion, we're against this, but they did not impose them on the young in the way the Christians and the conservatives tried to impose Christianity and conservatism on their children, and it turned them off, even though the liberals had the same spirit going on. And I thought, that is so interesting. I never really understood why that happened, the patriot movement and all that kind of stuff. I never understood why that happened until yesterday. It just occurred to me why that happened. Anybody familiar with this kind of stuff? That the conservative kids don't normally show up? You're familiar with that? Do you know why they don't show up?
I think just more, like as far as like liberals go, they're more freedom based. They don't care about what you do, and it's more of like thrill seeking than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you rather be on the thrill seeker side or the imposed side?
I'd rather be imposed. Yeah.
Be imposed Christianity and
yeah.
And why is that?
Because everyone needs some sort of regulation. If we're set free, you know, to do whatever we want, then the world's going to go in chaos.
I'm sorry?
The world's going to go in chaos if we allow everyone to do whatever they want.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anybody else want to comment on that? Yes, sir, and then there.
I think they can appeal to the youth more because conservatives are deemed as corny, or Christians, we're deemed as lame. But this new movement that's going on, there's a lot of more younger Gen Z conservatives that are coming out, and I think it's just we got to know how to talk to them. We got to know how to keep it real with them. And
by doing what? How do you talk to them and keep it real?
By being funny. They're like memes. You know, that's why they like Donald
You gotta
Trump.
be funny?
Yeah. You can get through, that's how you get through a lot of people, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was something else.
But, you know, like, so liberals, yeah, they're all like artsy and fancy looking, but it's because they know how to talk to the youth. And,
oh, okay.
You know, that's the way I see it.
Amazing. Yes, Raymond.
To make it short, liberals like to tell young kids that freedom is their idea of freedom is a form of license instead of restraint, and kids do not like to be restrained in one way anyway. That's why we have children. The young people are acting as wild as kudzu right now.
Amazing. Why do you think that is? Right here behind you.
So parents impose a lot of things on their kids, including, you know, brush your teeth before you go to bed. And as kids grow up into adult, you know, by the time kids are 10, they brush their teeth because they know the consequences. So if parents were to impose religion the same way, you know, especially by example, I think that there would be more young people.
So you think that, so the young people were not showing up because of Christianity being imposed on them
and the way
patriotism and all that. Are you saying that that was good or bad, that their parents would do that?
The way that they did it was bad versus setting an example and showing them the consequences of choosing Christianity and you know, living by certain rules.
And so, okay. So, but how's that with brushing your teeth? Because they imposed brushing your teeth on them, right?
Right. So
I didn't even know you're supposed to brush your teeth at night until I saw white people doing it. I was like, you better go to bed. You brushing your teeth? Why?
Well, so when you're a little kid, you say, do this, do that, and then they do it because they don't want to get in trouble. But as young people, adult, they don't do it because of that, you know, parent voice anymore. They do it because if the consequences of not brushing your teeth would be bad, because their teeth would be bad.
Oh, okay.
So if religion were, taught to children this similar way, by the time they would be adolescents, they would be going and practicing Christianity because the consequences are good. For doing
Okay.
that.
That was a thing called the moral majority at one time in America. Remember that? It was like a religious thing, right?
Phyllis Schlafly.
Yeah. And others too, I guess. Did that pay off?
No, it probably had the opposite effect.
What was that? The opposite effect?
By making people feel bad for being immoral and trying to shame them into making a choice to follow this pathway. And shaming doesn't work.
And so that faded away, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do they still have that?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. You familiar with that too?
Yes.
And hold on for a minute. You're familiar with the moral majority?
Yep, and the
What-
silent majority, yes.
And at one time, there were more majority than non-moral folk, right? What happened?
I think the problem is everybody wants to feel wonderful. You do, I do, the liberals want to. And the public schools pound it into the kids. You're wonderful, you're caring and moral. If you're liberal, if you're conservative, the kids get pounded. You don't care, you're compassionate and a little bit stupid. So the moral majority was addressing adults. Millions of kids are getting pounded with you're wonderful if you're liberal. That's my opinion.
And so had not the parents pounded religion on the children, would the schools been able to do that to them?
My belief is the parents come home tired at 6, eat your dinner, clean your room, do your homework, or what they hear from the parents, while the schools are like this loving comforter. And we love homeschooling for one of those big reasons, is that identity and wonderfulness can come from the parents instead of the schools. And the kids do get pounded because they have a small time when they're all tired together.
Are you a patriot?
Yes.
You are a patriot?
Yes.
And how do you know you are?
Because I think this country is the greatest country in the world with a few flaws. And I know it's the greatest country in the world because everybody wants to live here. And I'm not ashamed to love this country.
And what have you done to show that you are a patriot?
I was lucky to work for the Navy for 39 years and never took a bribe, did my best every day.
Why didn't you take a bribe? What the?
My daddy told me if you ever take a bribe, you can't sleep at night because you're going to be worried about being caught.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
the best way to live your life is to keep sin out of it.
Nice.
Because of guilt and fear.
And what does it feel like to be a patriot?
Oh, I love it. Almost bulletproof. I don't care what liberals trash on our country. I'm proud of it. We've done a fine job, and I think without America, the world would be a mess.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
You are a Christian?
Christian means Christ-like. I do my best to be Christ-like.
And so you are a Christian?
Yes.
And what does it feel like to be a Christian?
It feels like we have guidance from the creator of trees and birds, and you can't get better guidance than from someone with the intellect of Almighty God.
You see, you have guidance from the trees and the birds?
No. The creator gives us advice instead of some angry liberal who hates their father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so you're a patriot, you're a Christian. Okay. Amazing. How do you know you're a Christian?
Well, I see the word as Christ-like, and I don't think anybody is Christ-like, but we should be doing our best.
And what is Christ-like?
Be holy as I am holy. Unless your righteousness exceeds that of the Pharisees, it won't inherit the kingdom of God.
Okay.
So, but we need his grace, but we should seek his holiness.
Okay. Amazing. The young man in the hat, are you and then this is leading to the biblical question. Are you a Christian?
No.
And why not?
Well, I do read, mostly Judaism and Christianity, but I don't really like labels that much. So I try not to labelize myself.
But you identify with Christianity?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Is this your first time here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, welcome. How did you hear about us?
Well, I mean,
You
you're all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome, man. Are you a patriot?
Yes.
And how do you know you are? That's big bump for the record. He gets off with hate sometimes. You black.
I look at it as since it's a standpoint of our country, that my family is what I lead, so I take that as a patriotic stance to show, to be an example to them how to go about in through our country and in the world.
You do what now?
Be an example for them.
That's what it means to be a patriot?
Well, to me, in reality, like realistically, it is an individual thing to be a patriot, and it's just it's like just a title. It's not something. It's just, you're patriotic to your country. It's just what you do, or not what you are or anything. It's just that's it's just what you do for your country. You're a patriot.
And so you do patriot stuff for your country?
Yes. Yes.
And what type?
That's why I say the individual thing.
What type of patriot stuff you do? You like, I'm a patriot, so I'm gonna do what?
I said lead my family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As an individual, I lead my family so they can be an individual, not try to leech off the country or anything like that. And when they're out and about, they do the same thing. Or when they're out on their own.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
And how do you know you're a Christian?
It's just a religion that I choose to follow, or the religion that I relate to.
Is there a difference between being a Christian and a patriot?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That never crossed my mind.
So, is it Christianity that makes you do right toward your family, or being a patriot?
It's God.
Who?
God.
Is God a patriot or a Christian?
No, he's not a patriot. He's not a Christian. He's God.
Okay. Amazing. I want to get to the biblical question because this is leading into all that. And the young lady in the green and white, what is the biblical question for this week?
Do you have morals, and if so, where did you get them from, or something like that?
I'm
Values
sorry?
and morals.
So,
Morals and values.
don't speak for a mama. All the mamas don't speak for one another today. So what now?
Do you have morals and values, and if so, where do they come from? No? Yeah? Oh. Do you have a hero? Do you look up to them? Jesse, I don't know. You did that on purpose.
I did what on purpose?
You calling me first.
No, I've been talking to other people about it.
That's
too.
true. What
Yeah.
about the biblical question?
Right.
All right, let's
You
go.
didn't want to be first?
I didn't care, to be honest with you.
Right, I know.
I don't remember the bit. I thought I was about morals and values. I'm almost right. Yeah.
Y'all can't help but be mama. And so this is what happened to the kids. The mama make them grow up by teaching them. But anyway, yes, it's the first to answer. Do you have morals and values? If so, where do they come from?
I've never really asked myself that question.
I know, that's why I ask.
Yeah. Growing up, I mean.
Do you have morals and values?
I don't know.
You don't
I can't
know?
say no because I can't say yes and I can't say no because I feel like I do, but maybe I don't. So I don't know. Growing up, my dad taught me how to be a young lady, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I was taught that as a woman I was supposed to do certain things and act a certain way. So that's why I don't know if those are morals or values, and if they came from like my parents.
Did you think about this question this week?
Yeah,
Like,
I did.
Do I have morals and values?
I did.
And
I
what-
did, but then you came to my head because I'm like, okay, hold on. I feel like a lot of stuff that was taught at a young age is wrong. Like knowing and waking up, I'm realizing that a lot of it was wrong. So I'm a mess up there. I don't know what to believe.
You what?
I don't know what to believe sometimes.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you, husband.
All right.
Do you have morals and values? If so, is that right, Jay? Am I saying it the right way?
Jesse.
If so, where did they come from? What? Where did you find them? Oh, where did you find them? If so, where did you find them?
Yes, I do have morals and values.
And where did you find them?
By learning through others, my own life experience.
By learning through others?
Their mistakes, their words of wisdom, learning through you, learning through others that, teach me things.
And how do you know you have them?
Because if I have to make a decision, sometimes I kind of go to that as a point of reference before moving forward on that decision.
Did you know your wife had none?
Yeah.
He's like, yes. You're married to an immoral woman. Okay. Did you think about the biblical question this week? And do you have morals and values? If so, where did they come from?
No.
You don't have any?
No.
Wow. And why don't you have them?
I think that I have them, but like when I really look at that question, I can see a couple things. I can see and hear my mom's voice barking at me about certain things just as she was raising me as a child. I mean, it's like clear as day. It's almost frightening how much I can hear her voice still about certain things. But also, I think it's just, it all lands in the realm of thought, like what my morals and values are, Like I think I'm a good person. I think I'm going to do the right thing, but I can look back through my life on examples, and when push comes to shove, I'm going to either take care of myself or, just as a quick example, I was laughing with Sean this morning because we've been talking about car shopping. And as soon as we left here last week, after our conversation, I'm like, I don't know if I have morals and values. I'm talking about how to go in there with guns blazing into a car dealership to get,
So you don't know if you have morals and values or not?
I think it's a word. I think it's an idea, and I think it's a measuring stick that we've gathered to either feel good about ourselves or feel like we're doing the right
So you really
thing.
don't know if you have them, or you're just saying this?
No, I don't think that I do. I think it's a word.
Did you think that you had them beforehand?
Yeah, I mean,
and why
I thought
did you think you had them?
Because I would like to think that I'm going to always do the right thing or be a nice person or be honest or all of those things, but I can look back in my life and see that it's an idea, and I use it as some sort of identity, like I'm a good person, but it's I think it all rolls up into the realm of thought.
So far, we don't have anybody here with morals and values? The young man in the red, and then this young lady. And then the one in the hat, he want to lie. Do you have morals and values?
I would
If so, where do they come from?
I would consider three things here: morals, values, and ethics.
First, do you have them?
I believe I do.
You have morals and values?
Yeah.
And where did you get them from? Where did you find them?
Well, it's to avoid being a scumbag. Right?
What?
It's to avoid being a scumbag. If you don't have morals, values, and ethics, you're a scumbag.
Where did you find them?
Where did I find them?
Yeah.
From leaders, from...
You found morals and values from leaders?
Not from leaders, but people that are I don't know, successful and yet down to earth.
And how did you get morals and values that way?
You learn.
Are you successful?
Getting there.
Are you successful?
Yes.
You're successful?
In some ways. In some ways. In some ways, I definitely have some faults.
And so you get your morals and values from successful people?
Yeah, because no one gets morals and values from losers. No one does, unless you're a loser.
And so you are successful?
Semi-successful. I'm not going to say I'm fully successful because, I've hit rock bottom twice, so that's not a good indicator.
And so what is fully successful?
Fully successful is, oh goodness, I hate that question. What's fully successful? When you're spiritually, physically, and mentally together.
And you all three of those things?
No, not even close. Not even close. I hate that question.
Okay. Yes, Raymond. Do you have morals and values?
No, I do not.
And why not?
Because if I did, I wouldn't have anger. And if I didn't have anger, I would have known that today would be Palm Sunday.
The guy behind, right next to you, want to talk. Yes, sir. Do you have morals and values?
Yes.
You do have, and where did you find them?
From the people that influenced me when I was young. So first it was my parents, and then it was school,
Your
and then it was my
parents
friends.
in school gave you morals and values?
And like the media, watching movies and stuff like that. I'd watch movies and they'd tell me what love was and what I should be doing to try and simulate what I was watching on TV. So in my opinion, in my life, I was...
Give me an example of morals and values from your parents first.
They would tell you, oh, be polite, say hi to your, respect your elders, listen to me. My mom would teach me things, my father would teach me things, my grandma would teach me
And did you do those things? You said hi,
Sometimes.
you're respectful?
Sometimes.
Why not all the time?
Because I was my own individual.
You were?
I thought I was.
So you took the value to use on some people, but not all people?
Yeah, at my convenience. When I was younger, yes.
And what did the school give you?
More opportunity to do that because they were actually feeding me more of that message.
And the TV gave you what? Movies?
More of that message.
Amazing. Okay, thank you. Did you work on your life this week in the hat?
No.
You did not work on your life this week?
Well, I had lived a life.
I'm sorry?
I didn't go to the extreme of working more on my life. I live my life and I do pretty well.
Did you work on your life this week?
I didn't not work on my life.
Did you work on your life this week?
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
And why not?
Because I'm lazy.
Okay. Amazing. You said you have morals and values? Did I see your hand for that?
Yes.
You have morals and values. Where did you get them from?
I got them from my parents in my impressionable years.
What type of morals and values your parents gave you?
Right from wrong.
What?
The difference between right from wrong.
Your
don't
parents
touch the
taught you
electric
right from...
socket.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
Just your morals. Everything you get in your impressionable years when you're not even conscious to remember, That's where you get your morals and values. And where I find them is in my thoughts. When somebody try to devalue me, I'm going to be like, there's this thing called self-defense. I'm not going to turn the other cheek. So I do value myself. I have morals. I
So
don't
would you have
disrespect
Black
people.
Panther Party parents or something?
Black Panther Party. Well, that's just my answer, Jesse. I'm sorry.
So listen. Your parents taught you right from wrong. How,
At an age so young, I
and
couldn't
what
even
is
remember.
right and what is wrong?
At an age so young, I couldn't even remember.
What is right and what is wrong?
It's wrong to put your hands on another person.
And what is right?
To know thyself.
To what?
To know yourself.
Do you know yourself?
I believe so. Yes, I know thyself.
And what do you know about yourself?
I know a lot about myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know my limits. I know my values. I know my morals. They can't be compromised. You know what I'm saying? When you think you don't have morals, you become not having morals. As a man thinketh, is as a man be.
Amazing.
So I do not go around saying I don't have morals or values, because people will treat me like I have no morals or values and disrespect me or take anything, and
Do
I'm supposed to
people
have no
respect you
anger.
now?
No, I'm not doing it.
Do
Excuse
people
me?
respect you now?
I believe so. I believe I live on good life. Yes.
Okay, amazing. Did I see your hands about the morals and values? Okay. Do you have morals and values?
Yes.
And where did you find them?
Well, I was raised in a Catholic family, and so there wasn't a whole lot of gray areas. And so from an early age, you got approval if you did something
You got
good.
a what?
Approval.
Approval?
Approval from the people, the adults in your life.
Give me an example of that.
If you bring home, if you study for a test, get a good grade, you bring it home, and your parent says, you did a great job. That's great.
And that's a good moral or a bad one?
Yeah, working hard is a good moral.
Oh, okay.
To get good consequences.
So you got your morals, you found them with your parents, through your parents?
With my family and the community I grew up with, which was in the Catholic community.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And you still have them?
I do, and I know that because when I go against one of my morals, I feel guilty. And I
You
have to
do?
stop and think, why did I do that? Because I feel guilty now. I won't do that again, you know.
But if you have morals and values, why did you do it in the beginning?
Because I made a bad decision.
But why?
Because I was weak.
You were weak, your values were weak?
In that moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This your first time here?
Yes.
Oh, what's your name?
Caroline.
How did you hear about us?
I watch your show. I'm from the Washington, D.C. area.
Oh, you are?
I'm
Welcome.
I'm visiting California this week.
Right on.
Yeah.
Did you forgive your mother?
You know,
yeah.
She died. she
did.
She died, and
Did she
so
die a long time ago or recently?
She died 4 years ago now.
Oh, and did you forgive her?
It's much harder when they pass away, and I think I did call your show once and ask.
Oh, you did?
How to do that, and I think I actually probably told you I forgave her a long time ago, but you know, I think it's harder once they do pass because you have that missed opportunity kind of thing.
So did you forgive her?
I don't know.
So you kind of all over the place. I forgave her a long time ago. She did.
Right.
I really didn't do it, but she did. And I would do it now, but she did.
Well, there's no like step. You know, there's no 10 steps to forgiving your mother that you can just follow. So it's much more, you know, abstract, and especially after they pass. So
you have not forgiven her?
No, probably not completely.
Have you forgiven your mother?
No.
And why not?
Because I guess because I still feel pain if I think about some of the things she did.
What kind of pain?
Sadness.
Yeah. Why not forgive her so you can be free of all pain?
I want to, and that's why you say I'm all over the place. Is because I've tried different things, and you know, mentally, but there's no you know, physical way to actually do it. And part of, you know, when people go and forgive your mother and then they call your show and tell their stories and you say, what did she do? And they say, well, she laughed, she got mad, she cried. And if you don't have the person alive to be able to receive their reaction, it makes it harder. You know?
Okay. Did you forgive your father?
Yes, I think I probably forgave him.
And you went to him and forgave him?
So I haven't seen my father since 1984. So,
So did you forgive him in 1984?
No, I didn't because I was only 12. But I forgave him because part of listening to you, one thing, because my parents did separate and divorce very young, I have realized that my mother did keep him from me. And so I forgave him. And having realized that, the process to forgiving her is therefore much more difficult. So sometimes you pick the wrong person to be mad at your whole life, and then you realize it was opposite. You know.
Are you able to find your father? You know, your father still living?
No, he's dead too.
Your father's dead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Amazing. The young lady in the brown want to tell you how to forgive your mother now that she's dead.
You shouldn't have asked me to explain that.
I'm sorry?
I don't know that you should have asked me to explain that, because this week I was dealing with this exact same thing. I actually went to my mother's grave this week to do it, to actually physically do it. And about 2 days later, I was able to reveal to myself, I didn't want to. I didn't want to forgive her. I wanted to, like she said, I still wanted the pain. I still wanted to hold it against her, even though she has a different fate than even me. You know, her fate is even worse than mine is. So it's interesting that you asked that, because I realized that I loved my hell. I loved the prison that I put myself in. Without getting emotional, I really worked on myself.
Don't worry about getting emotional. Let it out.
I worked on myself this week. I forgot that this was the question about morals and values because I was so absorbed by the homework, which was, you know, your hero. You know, so I spent the week paying attention to that, and I think I really got to deal with the fact that I love my hell. You know what I mean? I love it. I love the pain. I love being in misery. I love telling the story, even if it's in my own mind. Yeah. You know, I love being this version of myself that's like old and wasting away and nothing is new because I'm just holding on to everything. So anyways, long story short, I'm probably not the best person to answer for her.
And so when you went out to the grave site, you got there, you walked over to the grave, and did what?
I sat there and I really was waiting for something. I don't know why there's a portion or a version of myself that's always waiting for something good to happen to me and waiting for it to have this perfect moment. I'm always looking for something to just make more sense than what's right in front of me. I'm always looking for something, some sign somewhere, instead of just dealing with what's in front of me. Is that I'm looking at, you know, a woman that didn't live a very long life, you know, and she made some mistakes. I mean, she didn't even get an opportunity to make them better. She passed away when she was 33. Wow. You know, that was really, really young.
Yeah.
And I still won't forgive, you know, I still didn't want to forgive her, you know, because my pain was my pain and I feel like she owed me. You know, I wanted to get back at her. And then you start going down this road and you start realizing just how evil that is. So, anyways.
And so you love your hell. You don't want to live a pain-free life.
In some ways, yeah. Because just like it was when I first got here, I thought to myself, if I don't have the pain, I've been telling this story for so long. It's how I get into certain rooms and what I have to talk about when I get in there. And, you know, I'm just so comfortable with navigating this space with it that I don't know what I would be without it.
And what are you with it?
Protected. I have this space between me and failure. I can always say, well, this happened to me. You know, I always have something safe to fall back on.
But you're not falling back on anything safe. Everything you fall back on is miserable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I agree.
And you
but I
call
didn't
misery safe?
But I didn't. I appreciate that you say that we have to really continue to work on ourselves because we really don't know what's going to come up.
Yeah.
We really don't know what's in the
That is
abysses
so
of
true.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that. You know, a month ago, a year ago, I didn't even think these thoughts. I didn't even, and I don't even know that they're thoughts. I think that there's portions of it where God is just revealing certain things to me about me, you know? And I tell my son all the time, you are who you've been waiting for, you know? And I think that that's what's happening for me. You know, I'm actually having to be me. So anyways, it stemmed from wanting so bad to forgive my mom. You know, I want to. You say forgive her, and I just do it. You know.
Do you feel you have a right to resent your mother, to be angry at your mother? Do you have a right to?
I could lie and say no. I think if I said no in this moment, I would be lying. I do. I think, and I know I'm wrong, but I feel like my mom was the worst of the worst. I don't think that there was any worse than her.
Everybody think their mother was the worst.
I definitely do.
Everybody think that. I understand though why you say that, because everyone think that.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a portion of me that always wants to come here and just be like saved and better, you know? I'm always trying to come in here. I even said to myself, first of all, I wasn't going to come. Second of all, I'm not going to say anything, you know, because when I first got in here, there was so much inside of me. There was so much warring inside of me. I didn't know how to be quiet. And now I'm learning how to be still and quiet and gentle to myself, if that even is real.
That's
you know?
Right.
So
don't give up though.
Yeah. Well,
Satan wants you to give up. Don't.
Yeah.
Because if you go back into it, it's double trouble.
I guess I just don't see my mother as anyone other than the devil. And that's so scary to say.
Amazing. Do you have morals and values?
If I did get them, I got them from her.
So would you call those morals and values?
Absolutely.
And what type of morals and values were they?
It's just how you operate in the world, how you look at things as right or wrong in every given situation. What is right and what is wrong? Should I take that nobody's looking? Should I tell this lie nobody would know? It's not when you have the potential to be, revealed. It's doing something wrong even when nobody would even know.
Yeah. Amazing. What a mess.
It is a mess. But I'm getting through it.
That's right. Stay with it. Go all the way through hell.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. This young man want to respond to what he just heard.
Wow. Well, I sure appreciate your honesty. It's amazing. Well, I believe morals and values come from the Holy Spirit.
Do you have morals and values?
Everyone does, yes.
No, do you have morals and values?
Yes.
And where did you find them?
The Holy Spirit convicts everybody on the planet. If you're in a jungle in New Guinea, they know right from wrong.
And
I believe that comes from God.
So you found your morals and values in Eugenie?
No, everybody has them. I believe the Holy Spirit convicts us.
Where did you find yours?
Well, once again, I believe the Holy Spirit convicts us, and the Bible teaches us that He either convicts us or He's in us.
What do you mean by that?
Well, everybody on the planet, unless you're
No,
crazy.
what do you mean by that?
Well,
about
murder,
you, concerning you.
Murder is wrong, rape is wrong, stealing is wrong.
Have you ever murdered?
No.
How do you know it's wrong?
The Bible teaches us that, and
Have
we're
you
convicted.
You said what else is wrong? Stealing?
Stealing?
Have you ever stolen anything?
Absolutely.
You have stolen?
Yes.
Where were your morals and values while you were stealing?
Exactly. It's the flesh versus the spirit. Our soul is the prisoner of our body. Our body gets us in a lot of trouble.
Have you forgiven your mother?
I might be in a minority. I had the best of the best mom. I loved her to death. She was the greatest.
Have you forgiven your mother?
No.
And so why haven't you forgiven her if she was the greatest? If she was the greatest, why haven't you forgiven her?
Why haven't I have nothing but good to say about her.
Really?
Honestly.
And so, was she perfect?
In my eyes, yes.
Your mother was perfect.
She smoked though, but other than that, she was. And she gave it up, but it still killed her.
And why did she smoke?
It was cool in the 40s to smoke. And
would a perfect mother smoke just because it's cool?
No.
Why did she smoke?
She wanted to blend in to peer pressure and be cool, I guess.
And would a perfect mother want to blend into peer pressure and be cool?
Well, that's why I said she was perfect in my eyes.
But she wasn't perfect in God's eyes?
No, nobody is. Far from
And
it.
so she made no mistake?
Except the smoking. She wasn't a good driver, but she tried.
Did she do little things that would irritate you at times?
I can't think of one. I honestly can't.
So she was totally perfect in that.
In my eyes, yes. I was
Amazing.
very blessed.
And did you forgive your father?
Yes.
And why did you resent your father?
He was perfect until his stepmom, my stepmom got a hold of him a little bit. But I forgave him.
You forgave him?
Yes.
You told him?
Yes. Well, he died.
So did you tell him?
Well, when he died is when I needed to forgive him.
What do you mean by that?
I saw the latest revision of the trust, and I go, whoa.
What?
The trust. Anyone in relation
Oh,
to that?
you saw the latest revision?
The latest trust.
Oh, I don't know what
man.
that is. That's a white thing.
Yes.
That's when white folks die and leave you money.
I got
Black
nothing.
people don't leave money.
I didn't
So
get
that's
any.
why I didn't know what a trust was.
I didn't get any.
So you saw the trust and then you forgave him.
Yes, it's the only way to go through life.
Amazing.
Well, real quick, I worked with a man named Columbus McCoy, black, third grade education, wisest person I ever met. We're working on a trench together, and this is my words for you. Columbus McCoy told me, what's done cannot be undone. Let it go.
Amazing.
We've got to let go of our past.
Where is he now?
Or he's dead.
I rest my case. He's dead. One last thing. Do you have anger?
Very, very little.
Do you have anger?
Yes.
And
Yes, I guess I do.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
And why have you overcome anger?
I think it's about focus. On the way here, I was talking to my friend, my son-in-law, and we can either focus on God or we can focus on our problems. And if we focus on our problems, we get angrier and angrier and angrier.
And why have you overcome your anger?
What I try to do is every time I feel angry, I start thanking God for my eyes, for my ears.
That doesn't help.
It does.
You still have it or the anger come back.
If you focus on it, it comes back.
Right, so it's not gone.
Right.
Why have you overcome it completely?
Well, I do tell people, and I try to do it myself, 99% of my time I try to fill my head with thankfulness. Like
And
Philippians
why have
teaches.
you overcome your anger completely?
I'm in the flesh.
You what?
I'm in the prison of the flesh. Our body is a prison.
And
For
so
the
you're
soul.
in prison?
I think our soul is imprisoned by our body and its lusts and anger.
So you're still in prison?
Yes.
You believe in God?
Yes, 1
And
million
yet
percent.
you're in prison?
Well, we're slaves to our flesh. Our flesh gets us in trouble.
And so you're still in prison even though you believe in God?
Yes.
And where did your anger come from? How did you become angry?
The main thing that gets me angry is the haters that are trying to ruin this country.
Oh,
It's one reason I love you.
thank you. Interesting.
If I focused on the haters,
Do you-
I'd be nuts.
Do you believe that you can live life? Did you know that anger, anyone that has anger is evil?
Yeah, I would say that, yes.
You knew that anyone that has anger is evil? So you know that you're evil?
Oh, yes.
You are evil?
I know I'm not perfect.
So you're evil?
I have evil in me, yes.
So you're evil?
Not 100%.
So you're evil?
No. Okay, no. Yes, no, maybe.
Are you married?
Yes.
Does your wife obey you?
I am the head of the wife, yes.
Does she obey you?
Yes.
Your wife obeys you?
Yes.
Okay.
She does.
She's listening.
I'll bring her next week.
Okay. All right. So let me do this. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Did you work on your life this week? And how?
Just trying to be more aware of myself, and things tend to fall off. When I go unconscious, I slip into those old ways of judgment and all that. But when I come to, a lot of things expose themselves to me. I've been noticing a lot of the evil in others that I used to just play with and participate with are kind of bothering me, if you will. So I'll slip into judgment of myself and them. And so I just try not to give it life. And that's what I did this week. And it plays into the assignment with the trusting and on how quick you are to say.
Do you have heroes?
Do I have heroes and trust? Yeah. I said last week that someone had told me that I was my biggest hero and I need to get rid of myself, but I had just thrown it away, went unconscious. But I noticed that I am my biggest hero.
You what?
I am my biggest hero because
You
I'm
are your
creating
hero?
villains and judging others.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? So I have to work on getting rid of myself, you see? And that's going to be hard because I was blind to it, totally. And then the trusting thing too, I noticed myself slipping into that, playing with other people's devils and trusting them, giving them information, giving them certain emotions. And it's in those moments of unconscious that I do it. And then I come out of it like why? Why did I do that? Why did I give them that much?
Okay.
And people are playing in that with me.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What I want to do, I just forgot, I remember. I want Hake to tell this young lady how to forgive her dead mama or their dead mamas. Now that their mothers are dead, how can they forgive them?
Well, you have a playlist on this on your YouTube channel, your main YouTube channel, and you always say that you have to get to know yourself and how you can't help yourself. And by realizing that, then you can let go of holding it against them.
Big Bob want to add to that, and then I want you two ladies to respond. How do you forgive your parents if they're already dead and you realize, I need to forgive them?
Just like you said, realizing that you need to forgive them is the first part of forgiving them. And just that awareness alone and the knowing that you know that you need to forgive, that's pretty much, that's what you need to do, and that's what you should do. Just the knowing that you need to forgive, knowing that they did everything they could, right or wrong, and that you can't, the resentment you have for them is not you.
Does that help at all?
Yeah, something Hake said made me think of something. I don't know if that's what he was trying to say, but being a woman, you do inherit a lot of the spirit of the mother in yourself.
Men and women do.
Men and women.
They all get it from mama. All mothers are evil.
But
there's not one that's not evil.
But once she's dead, maybe it's possible if I forgive myself for those traits that I have taken on from her spirit and go from there. But the awareness, as Big Bum said, is something that I have, and so I've been working on it, and it is a process. The other guest mentioned, visiting the gravesite, and I wish my mother had a gravesite, but nowadays all this cremation and garbage.
Burn her?
Yeah, and it wasn't my choice, and I also.
So she lived in hell, and y'all burn her in hell?
I'm not a huge fan of cremation because it does.
Hey, she's down in hell crying. I want to come up there. He's like, "Where's your body?"
That's a very good point. What's up with this? It's a very good point. Why would we do that? but yeah.
It's a money-making thing.
it's a real estate saving thing too. I think so.
Money.
I.e. money, right?
Okay. Did that help you? I'm sorry? In what way? What they tell you?
There's a few things that I forget in my anger and frustration. One is that the spirit, that we're dealing with a spirit and not just the incidents that took place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that helps. And then it's still surrounding that it's not me. That still kind of gets me. I'm still working on realizing that the thing that's inside of me that doesn't want to forgive is not me. I never hated my mom. You know what I mean? Like, actually, when I was little, I used to feel so bad for her because she was never happy. She was always mad. And when I was little, I used to feel really bad for her. You know, so.
So you say you never, so I thought you said you hated her.
I did.
But then you didn't hate her?
There was parts of me that just felt really bad for her.
Oh, I understand.
That she had all that anger inside of her. She was just always so mad.
Yeah.
And I think that's another reason why it's hard for me to forgive her is because I don't see myself in her. I don't relate to her. So it's hard for me to say, oh, she couldn't help herself because I can't help myself. You're asking me to be relatable, and
Have you
it's
noticed how dirty and nasty and mean you are? And evil you are inside?
Then I start comparing, and then I go, I'm not as bad as her.
Have you noticed how dirty, evil, nasty, and mean you are and judgmental?
Maybe not.
Oh, you think you're sweet, nice, and innocent?
No, I know that's not true.
And so which one is it then?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first one.
I'm sorry?
It's the first one.
Have you noticed how dirty, nasty, and conniving you are?
I've noticed that at times.
Do you want to be that way?
No.
And why don't you change?
I am changing.
Why don't you change if you don't want to be that way? Why don't you just change yourself?
There's no good reason.
That you won't change yourself?
Uh-uh.
Do you want to change?
I guess because it's hard to. Everybody hates change, and it's hard to change, no matter what it is. So I think that's the answer.
And would you want your kids to hate you for something that you had no control over?
No.
Your mother feels the same way, or felt the same way until they burned and sent her to hell. Your mother felt the same way. Why don't you forgive? You wouldn't want your kids to hate you because something else was controlling you. Because if you could love your kids, you would love your kids. You would be patient with your kids, right?
Right.
I'm sorry?
Exactly.
Well, your mother felt the same way. She didn't want to be the way she was. She couldn't help it.
I realize that. I recognize that. She couldn't
And so
help it.
in realizing that, you can forgive her though she's dead.
Yeah.
But as the guys were saying, when you get to know yourself, you got to see that something else is controlling you in your mind and body. And you're not your mind, you're not your thought, you're not your body, you're not the emotion. And something is controlling you. Have you noticed that?
Yes, and I think you've mentioned it's probably like the devil.
Not probably. It's the devil and all his little demons.
Yeah, and there's how many demons does the average person have?
Well, let me see.
Like I've heard 60. I don't know if that's right, because they go one by one.
I would say you probably have about 880 up in there.
That's a lot of eights.
Believe me, you're going to be stunned at the number of demons that's inside of you.
Yeah.
Because you've been living with them forever thinking that they were you. Mm-hmm. And so just as you can't help yourself, your mother could not help herself, your father couldn't help himself, your mother passed it on to her, her mother passed it on to her, and it's just being passed down a generation. And your mother passed it on to him. So when he married your mother, he married his mother. He didn't know how to deal with her. He became the boy, and she became the mother, and the cycle repeats itself.
Yes.
Until somebody finally say no. So by realizing you can't help yourself, that would cause you to realize your mother couldn't help herself.
Okay, thank you.
That help?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
What do you think about that? Does that help you to know that?
Yeah. Yes.
So just realize your mother, look how mean and out of control I am. I don't want to, you're fighting to overcome this. Your mother might not have known to fight to overcome. She may have thought that this is just how I am and I can't help it. And so she cried her way through it. She was sad because she just didn't know.
But my mom was never sad.
Yes, she was. I'm probably with all that
never saw
meanness
it.
you said she had, sadness. Angry people always feel good, and then they feel bad. And then they feel good, and then they feel bad. And then they feel good, and then they feel bad. And then they want to jump off a bridge. Your mother was both. All angry people are emotional, and they are up and down. They call feeling good the Holy Spirit. They call feeling bad Satan, when they're both Satan. Because there's no feeling in the Holy Spirit. You just love.
So why then does it feel like I'm just so petty? I think that's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to forgive. I'm just being so petty. I'm just being
Speaking
so.
to the mic for me.
I'm being so petty. I'm being so like, it'll never change it. It'll never take it away. This ruin, like all this sound when I start thinking about forgiving her, it's just intense. It reminds me like, you've got 1,000,001 things to forgive. That's a lot. I don't think you could do it all in one sitting. She did this, she did that, she did this, she did that. She was like this, she was like that. Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that's like, no. Just when you think you're gonna cross the water, somebody opens a dam and you remember all this other stuff.
Don't be cursing.
No, I was speaking of a physical.
No, I know, man. And so when you hear those things saying that to you, do you think that is you?
That's where I get messed up. Yeah.
You haven't heard me say that those are not you and to stop identifying with it?
1,000,000 times.
And so why, do you call them you, or do you even say, well, I know that's not me?
No.
And why not?
Because it sounds just like me, Jesse.
Right.
This is the same answer I had before.
That's what,
It doesn't seem fair that Satan would come sounding just like me.
what Satan is not fair. There's nothing unfairness in Satan. Satan and all his little demons hate you to a core.
And that's
Satan
what's interesting.
hate human beings more than even the words and the force I'm trying to say it with. Satan hate human beings, and he wants to destroy you. He wants your soul.
Yeah.
There is no fairness in the devil, so that's why he's trying to pretend to sound like you and to be you. And now that you're seeking to overcome, he's acting like you in your body. He's having a fit. The mere fact that you hear what you're hearing right now, he's having a fit. He doesn't want you to even hear it.
Oh,
He would rather for you to read the Bible and quote Jesus and quote the scripture and get a false feeling of salvation than for you to sit and see that as him.
Yeah.
You're looking at the devil and you don't realize all these little things you're saying about yourself are not you at all. They're not even you, never have been.
So when was I ever me? Have I ever been me?
Yes, as when you were first born.
Okay.
And when your mother traumatized you, you became angry and you went into hell. And you've been living there ever since, calling it heaven. So you don't even remember who you are. You don't know who you are yet. And you're going to be shocked when you find out.
Yeah.
So stop calling yourself petty. That's not you. The demon, he knows you're working on yourself. He knows that you're hearing the truth now. He knows that somebody's telling you this is not you, that you need to forgive, that you need to let go and let this happen.
What's interesting, though, is that I've come to church in the past and have said, been able to recognize the demons and the devil. And honestly, as I sit here confronting this issue, it's like I never even had that moment. You know what I mean? Like it's just wild. It's really, really wild.
But you have had that moment, and once you wake up a little bit, you can't go back to sleep.
Yeah, it follows you.
Yeah.
It does.
But so now the little light that's shining on the darkness, because the light has nothing in common with evil. And so the little light that's shining on the darkness is causing those spirits in your mind and emotions to have, they're having meetings. They're trying to figure out how we're going to defeat this one. They're calling you different names. They're giving you different situations because all human beings are evil.
Yeah.
Human beings are evil to the core. And so he's bringing in all his little other human demons to try to stop you. He's working you overtime in your mind to stop you. And you got to quietly say, you know what? Oh, let me tell you this. You got to quietly say to you, this is not me. You don't yell aloud because people think you're crazy. And you are crazy. But you don't want people to know. But just say it. After a while, you won't have to say that because the light will get brighter and brighter, shining on you. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. So all emotions are all lies. The feel-good emotions are hate emotions. They're lies.
I'm going to say this, and then I spend a lot of time. But when you start talking like that and then you say you are crazy, I literally feel crazy because I think to myself, this is like some weird like other dimension kind of stuff. And then I just get confused. And then I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? Put your feet back on the ground. You're talking about crazy stuff. And I don't want to be crazy. I don't want to be identified as crazy.
Right, but
like,
you're crazy. You may not want it. Every human being is insane. That's why we live in an insane world, because the human beings are insane. Anyone that has anger is crazy. They're insane and don't know it.
Okay.
And everyone has anger, so look how insane the world is. It's in the people. It's not in the planet Earth itself. It's in human beings. That's why we must be born again. All human beings are. Anybody that look for love is insane. Anyone that protect their reputation is insane. Anyone that get angry at themselves and others is insane. Anyone that judge themselves and others is insane. Anyone that feel fear is insane. Anyone that feel loneliness is insane. Anyone that feel better or less than someone else is insane. Anyone that feel up and down, insane. What?
I just related to that. But when you say born again, I know what born again means as a Christian. It means going up to the altar, confessing your love for Jesus Christ, welcoming him into your heart, and letting him take control. When you say
that
born
ain't gonna
again,
work. Never
I
gonna
know, I know. I didn't recite that to
right.
make a
okay.
claim for it. I just don't understand when you say that. Born again. You must be born again. I don't understand what that means.
You know how Christ rose and then he died? You ever heard that?
I don't remember that. I remember he rose from the dead.
Right.
I didn't know that he died again.
He rose first and then he died.
Okay.
Meaning that he overcame the spirit. He had to go through what we were going through so that he could clean us up and own us, right? And he wiped away all your sins, right? But so what he had to first go through was the darkness, then he was able to see. And that's what, when you forgive, the light comes on inwardly, you can finally see that's rising. And then once you can see by the light destroys the darkness in the imagination and emotion, and that's dying.
Okay.
And so you rise, you see, and you give up and let the light of God destroy Satan. Satan has made a home in every human being's mind, and as a result, he awakened these emotions to make you feel good, to make you feel fear, to make you feel lonely, to make you feel this, right? but they're all from the devil. That's why when imagination disappears, thoughts, then all emotions disappear too. So you need to rise and then die. You will die. And the way you die is that you become a consciousness of the ego, of thoughts and feelings. And so when the thoughts get so heavy, you feel like you can't handle it. Mm-hmm. It hurts so bad you want to cry. Mm-hmm. It hurts so bad you just know what to do, right? Mm-hmm. You stay conscious with the light because you're risen and watch the darkness die. Go through the hell and on the other side is heaven. Okay. Don't go unconscious. When you're feeling all that stuff you feel, don't go unconscious. Stay alive. Stay present with God. And in the present, He will save you. He will destroy the darkness.
Okay. Thank you.
That make sense?
Yeah.
What'd you get from that?
That I have to kind of partner with God in staying in the middle of that evil and seeing it and doing nothing.
You have to stay conscious. Don't go unconscious. The pain is so great you feel like you got to eat some potato chip now just to feel better. Or take a drink or take a smoke. Don't do it. Let that pass before you do it. You want to stay conscious dying.
Okay.
But most people, when the pain comes, like you've been doing, the pain comes and it tell you how petty you are, how yesterday you had good church and now you're in hell again. And you start believing it's you, so you go unconscious. But I promise you, if you stay conscious, keep your mind where your body is. The body is always present. And the kingdom of heaven is always present. But you gotta stay conscious in those hell of a times. When you just feel like you have nothing to hold on to, stay conscious. And you'll find yourself falling it out, come back to it and just watch it. Take a breath and watch the hell. And it's nobody else's fault. Don't blame anyone, don't blame your mama, because Satan's gonna scream out your mama's name. He's gonna remind you of the past. He's gonna remind you of the future. And all of it is a lie. All you have is the present. The kingdom of heaven is here and now. You know, we were talking about today is what?
Palm Sunday.
Palm Sunday, right? And how a lot of people are waiting, the Christians and some Jews are waiting for Jesus to return, but He's already come. Everything's done. There's nothing to wait for. Now all you need to do is live by being present. Jesus already returned. All of our sins have been washed away. It is impossible to sin. You have never sinned. You could even sin if you wanted to. Because all of our sins have been washed away. We are free. We have perfect love. We have perfect peace right here on earth, in spite of the hell that other people are going through in their lives and trying to bring upon us. We will feel none of it. It's done. Christ has already come. The resurrection has already happened. When two become one, you're in the resurrection. When you stop living in the past, and when you stop living in the future, which doesn't exist, you're in the resurrection. But Satan wants you in the past. He wants you in the so-called future so he can keep you out of the resurrection. He has control over you because in reality, there is no past. There is no past and there is no future. Whatever happened then, it happened then, and when it's over, it's over. But Satan keep reminding you so he can keep you in time in order to keep you out of present. And people are suffering. I've been counseling with people. One woman called my office the other day, and the front desk took the call, and she wanted to speak to me. She said that her son is calling her a bitch, and calling her the devil, and calling her all these things. And she wanted to speak to me. And so I asked her, Daniel, I said, well, how old is her son? He's 21. And so I wish I had taken that call. I would have asked him, well, is it true or not? Are you a bitch? Are you hell to pay? All she had to do is admit it, yes, son, you're right, I'm wrong. But most mothers are not going to admit that. You forgive her, and God will forgive you and change your nature. You need a new nature. And so when you rise by forgiving and the light comes on, you finally can see, He will kill the old nature. And now you have a brand new nature, renewed mind.
Okay.
And all that stuff is gone.
Okay.
That makes
you.
sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Respond to it. What I said a lot.
I start to forget that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with nature. We're dealing with the spirit.
We're dealing with a dark nature. In
Sometimes
our mind.
it's hard. It's easy to forget what we're really dealing with.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what Satan wants you to do
Mhm.
is to forget.
Mhm.
He wants you to forget to be present. He wants you to forget that you're dealing with evil spirits. We are possessed in the mind. That's what Paul spoke of. That's what other disciples, we are possessed in the mind. And we think it's us.
And God really loves us. It's so crazy.
God-
No wonder Satan is so like after us. It's crazy.
Satan is after us because he hates God and he wants to destroy anything that God loves.
Wow. It's crazy.
And unfortunately, he's destroying all human beings except for those who finally said, you know what? I got to forgive. This makes sense. I got to forgive my mother.
Yeah.
Ain't no such thing as a perfect mama. The nicest mother was the worst. That's why your father can deal with her.
Yeah.
She recreated her image. So what I want to do, that help?
Yes, tremendously. Thank you, Jesse.
So in working on yourself during the week, take the pain. Sit in a room. The last thing the devil wants you to do is sit in a room quietly. Just try that time and see the thoughts that overwhelm you. I mean, you're lonely. You're this. You're that. Turn on the TV. He even scream, turn the TV on. You're like, no. Turn it on. And then if that doesn't work, call somebody. Make a phone call. Check your voicemail.
Oh my goodness.
Look at YouTube. It's Satan telling you to do that because he doesn't want you to shut down and allow the truth to catch up with you. Really, try it. It's life. And when you go and forgive, you now have risen. You can now see. And then in rising, you will die. And you have, but God does not judge you.
Okay.
And I hear a lot of people say, oh, I feel so bad, I'm judging myself. That's not God. God does not judge because God knows that you have never done anything wrong. It has never been you. And stop answering the world. When the world accuses you, look at them like they're crazy. Look at everybody in the room. Do you think you owe anybody in this room an explanation about your life? You don't owe the world any explanation. You don't have to hold a press conference to explain yourself. You explain yourself to the devil. And the people that you explain yourself to, they'll get joy from it. Because now they feel better than you. Stop responding to your family members. Your family members don't like you. When you go and tell your family members your problem, they feel better than you. Now they go tell the other family members and they're having a party. All the sinners are partying together because they're rejoicing in your misery. They think they're better. I can't believe she robbed a bank. I just stole a little money from my mama. Mine's not as bad as hers. All devils. Y'all understand that?
Yeah.
Whoever taught y'all to put your business in the street, they were evil. They were evil. Anyway, let me do this. I saw your hand 2 or 3 hours ago. Did you forget what you wanted?
No, I still remember.
Okay.
So it was when she was talking about the mother and hating the mother. For me, I've done a lot of self-reflecting, and a lot that I've noticed that I do is exactly like my mom. And I noticed that I don't think she had a choice to put that upon me.
No,
So
I think she didn't have a choice. Mother's not going to hurt their children just for the sake of it.
Right. But it's almost, I feel like like in my mind, she did have a choice. And that's what hurts me. Because I think she chose to put all these things upon me, right?
Do you have a choice?
No.
So why would you think she had a choice?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I
Like,
got
I'm
you.
telling you that my
Oh, I
thoughts
got
are
you.
telling
Mine
me, yes,
works.
she did have a choice, so that's where the resentment comes from and all that good stuff.
Okay.
But, I mean, I don't know. I think that's just my point. The point is that the spirit came on unwillingly, and now it's here trying to confuse me back and forth. I don't know.
The moment as a little kid, when your mother imposed her will on you, she destroyed your innocence, your relationship with God, and she recreated you her image, and you escaped into your mind, imagination. That's why God said, bring all thoughts into captivity. You escaped into your mind to try and survive. But the only problem is you stayed there. Even as an adult, you didn't come out of it by forgiving your mother and father. So you've been living in your imagination, and imagination, nothing but hell. All life. You go around in a prison looking for answers, consulting with the devil, and he'll tell you that the next wife is better, or the next husband is a little better because she lied to you during dating. And you find out it's the same woman, or it's the same husband. It's the same thing. Then you dump that wife, and then you run around saying, well, go down to the church. They have better ones. They have some good Bible thumping wives at the church. A husband. The husband is a deacon. And you run down to the church and you hear this person praising the Lord and say, that's the one. And you go up and swoop her up or him up, and you realize right the day after the wedding, what the? Because you're in the prisons of hell consulting with the devil, calling him God. Y'all need to understand this. This is evil. We are dealing with pure evil inside of our minds and body and inside of other human beings. Don't play with the devil inside of other human beings. Ignore them. They want to bring you back into their hell. They see a little light in you, they're going to work overtime to destroy you. They're going to build an army. Amazing. So, oh man. I want the young man in the plaid shirt respond to what you've heard so far. And then the young man here want to respond.
What I've heard so far, I've heard that it seems that everybody's having, issues judging themselves. That's what it seems like right now, and owning
Speak up a little bit.
and owning who they are. I mean, owning who they think they are, and that's what it seems like. I mean, I heard him say that sometimes he could see about, how I'm acting like this way, and you feel this certain way, but kind of ignoring that that's not you, and reflecting on it, and as long as you can reflect on it, it's all good, is what I'm getting from it. As long as you can reflect on it,
You got
you'll be all
to
right.
really, really keep your eyes on the not you.
Yeah.
You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. And when people make you feel a certain way, don't get mad at them for making you feel a certain way. Be glad for it, because now you see another layer of evil that's inside of you, and you'll be able to overcome it when you see it. But if you blame somebody else for making you feel a certain way, you're not going to overcome it. You were already in hell when they met you. Everybody's in hell. What a mess, huh? What have you learned real fast about yourself since the last time you were here that you didn't realize then?
I realized a lot. Like exactly what I'm saying is that it's not me.
Yeah.
And then like I even saw a lot of stuff and things that people have said, and I was just like, you know what, that it's not me, and in a way I was acting. I was acting. Cause,
oh no, you definitely you stormed out here like a drama queen last night.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I know. No.
Come back.
And I do want. I do want to apologize. The biggest
he had
thing.
This long
the biggest
black
thing.
coat on, like Mommie Dearest.
Yeah.
Joe Crawford.
Yeah. The biggest thing I do want to apologize, because I know it's also streams on YouTube and stuff. So I and other whatever channels. So I do want to apologize, because that was out of hand, and it wasn't me. And I did reflect, and I've been. It's a lot better what's going on in my life and everything.
Right on.
So I'm doing a lot.
And I knew you would be back. I knew you would not give up.
I know.
Don't give up.
And I never hated. I never did any hate comments. Nothing. I just was like, I'm focusing on myself and
That's
reflecting.
right.
Yeah.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
He had this long black coat on, and he grabbed that coat.
Not this one. No. Not this one. It was a leather one. Yeah.
It was leather?
Yeah, it was leather.
And he grabbed that leather coat. We said, no. I'm like, stay there and go through it. Because I wanted you to stay there and go through it.
Yeah.
You cry, yell, whatever, right? But go through it. But you're like, and then the audience starts saying, "Stay." That really got you going.
Yeah.
He jumped up and grabbed that leather coat. No, no.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
tired.
yeah. I know. I know.
I was like,
yeah, yeah.
I was like, Bette Miller, come back. No.
But I did. The craziest thing though that happened.
It reminded me of that Mommie Dearest story when Joan Crawford looked in the closet and her daughter had put a clothes hanger in there, a wire hanger. Y'all remember that movie? That's such a good movie. And Mommie Dearest looked in there and her daughter put a hanger in there, a wire hanger. She had all the other kind of hanger. She opened that closet up. She like, no! What? And I didn't know what was wrong with her. She grabbed a wire hanger in my closet. Who did this? Her daughter was trembling because she knew Mama about to put hell on her for a wire. You remind me of that.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, Jesse, with the craziest thing that happened though is that yesterday morning I woke up from a dream that literally had a dream with those blue glass, the window of the front of the church, and I was scared and nervous to go in, and but I was going to church here, your church, and I was scared and nervous to go in, and I woke up yesterday morning, I was like, I'm going to church tomorrow.
Right
I know I was late today, but I was like, I'm getting there.
Stay with it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Stay with it, stay with it.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. What a drama queen.
So yeah, I know.
You would have gotten an Oscar.
It's not me. That wasn't me. That wasn't.
That was like, you would have gotten an Oscar for that role. It was drama all the way. I was like, let that drama queen right out of here. What have you got from what you've heard so far?
I think so far everyone needs to be aware of the thoughts, because all thoughts are all lies.
Yeah.
And same with feelings, and feelings is more of like thrill seeking in any regard. Yeah.
Right on. So let me just see the hands of the people with the morals and values. Oh, I'm out of time, but let me just ask, where'd you get yours from?
I believe I got it from Common Sense.
Who?
Common Sense.
In Japan?
Yeah, it's in Japan, yeah. So it's a nice spot you can go to,
And
you,
who
you
is
buy it
Common
over
Sense?
there with the yens,
Amazing.
No,
Okay.
but I mean, I'm questioning a little bit now after hearing everyone's response, but throughout the week I was thinking about it, and I believe it comes from common sense.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not perfect, but just
Right
don't
on.
do anything insane. You know what I mean?
Okay, yes, sir. Right next to you. You
My-
have morals and values?
It used to come from like trying to please other
So do
people.
you have them?
I think so. As long as I stay like doubting my thoughts and not going with my emotions, I have them.
Okay.
But then the moment I give into my emotions, I lose it. And then it just, but most of the time I have it.
Oh, okay. Sean, you have morals and values?
No.
You say no?
Yeah, no.
And why not?
Because every time I try to like set up one of those morals and values for myself, I just fail at it. So,
Oh, okay. Did you work on yourself this week?
yeah.
Nice. And how do you work on yourself, for those who don't know?
I just kept doing the silent prayer like I usually do and keep an eye on myself during the day.
Right on.
And
Okay.
I realize things about myself all the time, but I forget them. I don't remember them. It's probably happened like a dozen times this week where I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that about myself, but I can't remember them now.
Yeah. Amazing. Let me ask Francisco. All of us know the answer, right? To Francisco. Francisco, you have morals and values?
I've been thinking about that. I was born and raised Catholic, so it was impounded in me, morals and values, and then that's what caused me to do the opposite. I did everything wrong and backwards because I was rebelling. I would go out with the Catholic school girls because they were better,
Right.
Whatever. And
So
so
do
I
you
had
have
to
them?
give, growing up that way with morals and values caused me to be crazy. And so I finally had just kind of let that go and just be whatever and give up. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm driving the speed limit now. And
So do you have them?
I think so, yeah.
Do you have morals and values?
Yeah.
And where did you get them from? Where did you find them?
It magically came into me. You know, I'm kind of following the rules now. I don't know where it came from, but it's
Do you have them? The anchor baby. Have you heard the anchor baby? You Mexican. Do you have morals and values?
Sometimes I do.
I'm sorry?
Sometimes I do.
And where do you get them from?
They were taught to me. So as
Okay.
I get older, I don't know. They don't kind of stick anymore.
Unless it's like, no, he doesn't have them. No, I'm playing. She's not saying that.
Yeah.
Did you work on yourself this week?
I did.
And how do you work on yourself?
By watching myself.
By watching yourself?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Doug, did you have morals and values?
Yeah.
A computer guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I would say yeah. I would say
And where did you find them?
I would say I always had them. I lost it along the way, but they were. I remember just being a little kid, and you're just kind of a polite little kid, and you know what's right, and you can see what's wrong, and somewhere along the way I lost all of that, but once I started to forgive, I think I got at least some of it back.
Oh, okay. Do you work on yourself?
Yes.
How? By doing what?
By doing the prayer and just, the last few weeks I had to deal with a lot of stuff and just stay present and just kind of deal with it. And this last couple of weeks I've been kind of, for the first time, seemingly the first time in my life, I've been okay with going through the hell.
Okay. Amazing. Let me ask this of you. This is your first time here. Let me see your hands on the first timers. Oh, okay. Right here. When I tell you that you're not a sinner or a saint, what do you think about that?
You're 100% right.
And so why do you call yourself a sinner?
Because I sin.
But if you're not a sinner, how can you sin?
I am a sinner.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I am a sinner.
You are a sinner, but I'm telling you that you're not. What do you think about that?
I would lovingly disagree with you.
And why?
1 John, and I know I sin.
What did John say?
If we claim not to be a sinner, we're a liar.
It doesn't say that.
I'm misquoting it.
It says if you have never sinned, you're lying.
Okay.
It didn't say if you say you're not a sinner. It says that if you say you have never sinned.
Okay, thank you.
Why did you say it says that if you're not a sinner, if you say you're not a sinner?
I haven't memorized the whole New Testament yet.
Oh, I understand. I want you to know that you're, well, I'll come back to you in a minute. Let me see your new hands again real fast. Oh, well, I'll come back to you because you listen to the show, right? Okay. The young man way back. If I tell you that you're not a sinner, what do you think about that?
I think I am a sinner.
And why do you think you are a sinner?
Because I've committed sins that I feel guilt for.
Speak up for me.
I've committed sins that I do feel guilt for.
Did you want to commit those sins?
I suppose sometimes. Mostly no, but sometimes yeah.
But why did you do it with mostly no if you didn't want to do it?
Because I do know right from wrong.
Speak up for me.
I do know right from wrong.
And how do you know right from wrong?
I don't know. I mean, I know we were taught by parents, school, society. I mean, I got to figure even what we're taught by our parents, that's kind of all instilled to them.
Speak up for me.
It's all instilled in our parents from 1,000 years of, our religion and whatnot. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. And the other, let me see the hands first time. Okay, let me go here, then here. When I tell you that you're not a sinner, what do you think about that?
Well, after hearing the responses, I would agree.
You would agree?
Yeah.
And why would you agree? What you
Because-
heard that made you realize, caused you to realize that you're not?
Going back to not labeling myself, but also, I think if you're constantly present, then you can't be a label, a sin, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I would, before that people started talking, I would have labeled myself a sinner.
Yeah. Amazing. Let me go back to the young man in the blue. Oh, I'm sorry. No. When you hear that you're not a sinner, what do you think about that?
I agree with you that we are not sinners.
How about you? You listen to the show, right?
I do. Yeah, I agree with you. I
Oh,
agree with
okay.
you that I am not a sinner.
Oh, but did you think of yourself as a sinner?
I have sinned. I can sin.
You can?
I can. yeah.
How?
When I listen to my thoughts and I'm not present, then
Oh,
I'll start doing things that's not me. So I'm not a sinner, but
okay.
I
Let me
can.
go back to the blue shirt for real fast. What if I told you that God doesn't see you? God know you're not a sinner. Now, human beings tell you that you are. Your thoughts tell you are. You've been trained to believe that. What if I told you that God does not see you as a sinner and he's holding nothing against you?
That would be a huge relief.
He's not seeing you that way at all. Because everything you have done in your whole life was done from a thought first, the imagination, and the feeling, and you acted it out. You did what the thought and the feeling made you do. It was never you. That's why you did the things that you didn't want to do. And you will repeat the things that you didn't want to repeat. You would say, I would never do that again. And you end up doing it again. It was never you. It was this thing that made a home in you. And the real you cannot sin. You just don't know who that is at this point. And when you do those things, the devil working through your imagination, he also makes you feel guilty about when you're done. And he tells you that's God judging you. It's not God. I promise you that. And so when you stop believing stuff, forgive your parents, your mom and father, they can help them. Forgive them, and God will forgive you. And the light will come on, you'll rise a little bit, and the light will shine on the thoughts and feelings. Stop identifying with them, and you will be free. There's nothing that you've ever done in your whole life that was you. He knows that it was your sins have been wiped away. You've been bought back by God. You're his son. He owns you, and he will not make you sin. What do you think about that?
It's too much to think about right now. It's a lot. But yeah, I mean, I did the go forgive my mom, and sometimes I feel like it didn't stick. Like I verbally forgave her, but I don't think I'm still trying to work it out up here.
You can't work it out in the head. You got to overcome the head. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. As I was saying to this young lady, the devil doesn't want you to know that he's the devil. He wants you to think it's you. He wants you to think it's God. But when the light came on, God brought you out of here. He started shining the darkness on evil. You're possessed in the mind. That's why he said bring every thought into captivity. All thoughts are lies. It's up practical thoughts about going to work and buy some food, but it's not you. You have no reason to feel guilty. And as soon as you let those feelings pass, those spirit layers and layers of false identities will start to disappear, and Satan will have to go and make a home in somebody else. He can no longer live inside of you.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes. Yeah.
Does it give you a little freedom to know it's not you?
Yes, sir.
So are you doing the silent prayer?
No.
Do you know about it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, start doing that so that you can become, so you're giving up and you realize I can't change myself. I can't change my nature, right? And it's not your nature anyway, but you've been living in that nature. And the Spirit of the Father, true love, will change it. He will literally destroy it. And there are so many layers to go through. So never think you have arrived. When you stop thinking you arrived, then you're there. All right? So I want you to start doing the silent prayer. Let me know how it goes.
Yes, sir.
Any questions about that?
Not right now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
You're welcome. What do you think about that? That is all in the mind. It's not you. Everything you've done, it made you do it. You have never sinned. The only thing you had to do is forgive, and you said you haven't forgiven your mother yet. You need to get to know yourself so you can see that that anger you have came from your mother. And she turned you away from your father. Forgive your mother and your father. They couldn't help it. And then you start to see that you have not sinned. Then you will let the truth destroy the darkness, the lie.
Okay. I might be missing that. I think they were both wonderful.
I know, we all think that.
Yeah.
Until the truth come home. If they were wonderful, you would not have anger, period.
When I stub my toe, when I say a nasty word, that's my parents' fault?
No, not when you stub your toe,
Well, I
but
get
when you
angry.
say it's not their fault now as an adult. It's your fault because you're unwilling to see that you need to forgive them. So it's your fault that you're living in hell right now. But when you see it by paying attention to it inside, if you just question it, do I really, what did they do wrong that I didn't like at times? And if you start questioning it, you will start to see a little bit. And then the rest is history.
All right.
All right? But don't let me convince you. You need to see it for yourself.
I got to watch the video. It's
Get
confusing.
into silent prayer, both of them. You doing your little hoop and holler prayer, right? Lord, save me, help me, bless my mom and daddy. Have mercy, Jesus.
Just pray
Praise
for His
the
will.
Lord. Take that. That's for the silent prayer.
Okay.
It'll show you how to do it, yeah. You haven't showed your father-in-law how to do the silent prayer?
No, that's why I brought him here.
Thank you.
Okay, I want you to start. Do your little hoop and holler prayer first. You know what the hoop and holler prayer is?
Like the black churches do?
Yeah. well,
I've been to
that
black
too.
churches, yeah.
But the
I'm
one,
glad you laughed. Yeah.
You know the one at night where you're like, oh God, thank you for this day. Thank you for blessing my family, and bless Joe down the road. He's in trouble. You know all that?
Yes.
Do that, and then when you're done doing that, be still and know God.
Thank you. Yes.
All right? And let me know how it goes.
Will do.
All right. Amazing.
Thank you.
But the only thing we had to do is apologize for judging. Anyone that has anger has hatred in their heart, and in their hatred they play God. They judge themselves and others. As long as you play God, you can't know God.
Is there righteous anger?
You don't know what that is. It does exist, but it's not the same anger human beings has. It's not a feeling. It's not a feeling. You will know what that is. Matter of fact, I read this thing about Jesus last night in John, and Jesus was saying that everything I do, my Father is doing this through me. It's my Father working through me. He's making me do these things. He is encouraging me, something like He's causing me to do it. He's like, even, and I'll paraphrase in John, even when I judge, my Father has given me the right to judge. He see how to judge righteously. And you will too when you overcome the imagination, the anger.
Thank you.
You will know how to do it. All right? Amazing, huh?
Yes.
Are you going to dump your brother-in-law now? You going to get rid of your son-in-law? Or are you going to
No.
be grateful he brought you?
I'm grateful. Oh, I think you're the best cat in the litter.
Oh,
best
amazing.
kitten in the litter.
Well, thank you.
I really mean that.
So thank you, but I do thank you. Let me tell you this. I can't respond to the moral value thing right now, but here's what I want you to do. This is your homework. Y'all bad when it comes to homework. Y'all need to work on yourself. Don't just wait every Sunday for me, because I'm learning as I'm speaking. Really. I'm learning too, but y'all helping me to learn and don't know it. While y'all ain't learning, y'all waiting on me. God is with you too. He'll show you if you want to know. He really will. So here's what your homework for this week. Drop your morals and values. Let them go. Everybody would look like they went in unconsciousness. What do you think about that? This week, drop all your morals and values.
It sounds like an interesting assignment, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, okay.
Because I've never done it before.
Right on. Yes.
I kind of did that yesterday.
Well, don't say it then.
Okay.
Don't say. I want the people to work on themselves.
Okay.
Drop your morals and values. That's your homework for this week. Let me write it down. Because I forget I'm black. Homework, 38. Homework. What y'all thinking about that? What do you think about that when I say drop your morals and values?
I try to be honest, I don't understand it.
You will.
I'm slow. I'm slow and I'm Polish.
You Polish?
Half, yeah.
And what the other half?
Irish, Scottish, Welsh.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah. That's why I'm slow.
You got a lot of daddies. Irish, Scottish, everything. What kind of mama? No wonder you think your mama's sweet.
Mama was 100% Polish.
Oh, yeah? So where did you get all these other identities?
Western Pennsylvania, I guess. Western New York.
All right. Okay. The homework for this week. Why are you tipping? The homework, yeah, like you're in church. She like those Christian tipping. The homework this week is drop your morals and values.
Oh, why? Why?
What do you think about that?
I'm just an image in my head. That's what made me laugh.
And
It's that image of like the world is burning down and there's like asteroids falling on the ground. Everyone's like acting crazy, robbing banks. Everybody's doing all kinds of craziness.
What do you think about that red shirt when you hear drop your morals and values? This week, I want y'all to drop them.
You're probably right, because having so many morals, values, and ethics creates hell for yourself. Because you're constantly, I guess, judging yourself. And I guess you shouldn't be judging yourself, because then it's like the devil judging you.
Well, let me know when you, this next Sunday, about what happened when you dropped them, all right?
Ah, jeez. Drive me
Okay.
crazy.
So listen, I don't have a biblical question. Do I have a biblical question? I don't have one for this week. But I will tomorrow, I think.
Just say, should you drop your morals and values? I guess that could be.
No. Oh, you said that should be a biblical question?
Yeah,
No, I want this to be you guys' and ladies' assignment, because I'm trying to get you to work on yourself. Because we come here, we have good fellowship about it, but you can't walk out the door and forget. You got to work on yourself. I never forget to work on myself. I walk out of this door, even before I'm still working on myself. And so you got to work on yourself. You should be coming here with, for a better word, lack of a better word, testimony about what you realize about yourself and evil and all that. Don't come just to hear me ask questions, and because I'm asking these questions from things that I've discovered. So you got to work on yourself. Salvation is not just about going down to the front of the church and praising Jesus. And you got to work, and he who endures to the end, you'll get the prize. You got to see this thing all the way through. All right? So, in closing, the assignment is to drop all your morals and values this week. Drop them. And I can hear your mind now, well, what am I going to live by then? I'm going to go rob a bank. What am I going to do? Oh, this and that. All kind of stuff Satan just tell you, right? But drop them. All right? And you out there, drop your morals and values this week. Drop them. And that's your homework for this week, all right? I'll have a biblical question tomorrow, I hope, on the radio show. Get on the straight and narrow path. It's not an easy path. You can't take anybody with you. You have to travel it by yourself. I'm telling you, though, as a witness, miracles will happen to you. Really. Your mind will be renewed. Everything you thought was right was wrong. You'll be re-educated by the Spirit of the Father. And you'll have peace right here on earth. You don't have to wait until you die. All right? So do that. We'll read your super chats tomorrow, Monday. And also do the silent prayer for those Bible thumpers. Do your little Bible thumping. And as soon as you're tired of hooping and hollering and sing your little hymns, be still and know God. Let go so that He can change your life. All right? Thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Thank you for your tithe and offering and donations. And I'll see you next week. Thank you all so much. Amazing. So we're going to do the tithe and offering. And I want to welcome the first timer while we're doing this.